In today's lesson, you will learn how to conjugate AR ending verbs in Spanish. What is conjugation? Conjugation is the modification of a verb from its infinitive form. The infinitive is when the AR ending is still attached. For example, nadar. Nadar means to swim. That AR ending means to. Conjugation is changing the ending of the verb to say that different people are doing the actions. For example, pintar. Pintar means to paint. But what if I would like to say I paint? Then I take the word yo, which means I, take the verb pintar, to paint, take off that AR ending and put a new ending on that goes with yo, which is the letter O. Yo pinto, I paint. If I would like to say he paints, I'm going to take the subject pronoun for he, which is él, take the verb pintar, take off that AR ending on pintar, which means to, and put the new ending on to match él, which is the letter A. Él pinta, he paints. We paint, I'm going to use the subject pronoun nosotros for we. Pintar means to paint. Take off that AR, which means to, and put the new ending on that goes with the subject pronoun nosotros, which is amos. Nosotros pintamos, we paint. Here are some common AR ending verbs. Repeat the verb after I say it aloud. Pintar. Pintar. Cantar. Cantar. Caminar. Caminar. Nadar. Nadar. Usar. Usar. Participar. Participar. Estudiar. Estudiar. Trabajar. Trabajar. Practicar. Practicar. So let's look at all the English equivalents of these verbs. Did you notice that all of them have the word to? That is because the AR ending on the verb means to. So pintar just does not mean paint. It means to paint. Cantar means to sing, not just sing. So how do you conjugate a verb? To conjugate a verb, you must first take off the AR ending. Next, you need to add the new ending to match the subject of the sentence. The endings are in the chart below. From previous lessons, you know that yo means I. If you'd like to say I do something, you're going to take off the AR ending on the verb and put the new ending, which is O. To, which means you, familiar, or someone that's close to you, or a family member or a close friend, you're going to use AS ending, as. For third person singular, which is él, ella, and usted, they all have the same ending, which is the letter A. Nosotros, nosotras means we, and the ending is amos, A-M-O-S. Vosotros and vosotras, which is used in Spain, the ending is ais. Third person plural, ellos, ellas, and ustedes, you will use the ending an, A-N. Let's take the example, I swim. To figure out how to write I swim, let's look at step 1. Write the word for I, which is yo. 2. Figure out the verb, which is nadar. 3. Take off the AR ending on nadar, which leaves you with the root nad. And then 4. Add the ending to match yo. If you look at the chart, O goes with yo. Yo nado means I swim. The next example is he paints. Step 1, write the word for he, which is él. 2, figure out the verb, which is pintar. 3, take off the AR ending on pintar, which leaves you with the root pint. And 4, add the ending to match él, which is a. Él pinta means he paints. The next example is we walk. Step 1, write the word for we, which is nosotros. 2, figure out the verb infinitive, which is caminar. 3, take off that AR ending on caminar, which leaves you with the root camin. And 4, add the ending to match nosotros. If you look at the chart, nosotros goes with amos. Nosotros caminamos, we walk. The next example is they, meaning all girls, study. Step 1, write the word for they, all girls, which is ellas. 2, figure out the verb infinitive, which is estudiar, to study. 3, take off the AR ending on estudiar. And 4, add the ending to match ellas. And if you look at the chart, ellas goes with an. Ellas estudian means they, all girls, study. ¿Cómo se dice en español? I paint. I is yo. To paint is pintar. Remember to take the AR ending off of pintar. And what ending goes with yo? O goes with yo. So the answer is yo pinto. I paint. ¿Cómo se dice en español? She works. The word for she is ella. The verb to work is trabajar. Don't forget to take that AR ending off of trabajar and put the new ending on that goes with she, which is a. Ella trabaja. She works. ¿Cómo se dice en español? We practice. We is nosotros. To practice, practicar. Take the AR ending off of practicar and add the ending that matches we. Amos. Nosotros practicamos. We practice. ¿Cómo se dice en español? You, formal, study. Remember that you formal is usted. To study, estudiar. Take the AR ending off of estudiar and add the ending that matches usted. Usted estudia. You, formal, study. ¿Cómo se dice en inglés? Ellos cantan. Ellos means they. Cantan means sing. They sing. ¿Cómo se dice en inglés? Ellas usan. Ellas, they as in all girls, usan, use. They use. ¿Cómo se dice en inglés? Él camina. Él means he. Camina, walks. He walks. Now let's review. To conjugate an AR ending verb, first write the subject or subject pronoun, yo, tú, ella, etc. 2, figure out the verb infinitive. 3, take off that AR ending. And 4, next, add the new ending from the chart to match the subject of the sentence. This concludes the lesson on conjugating AR ending verbs. Once you know how to conjugate AR ending verbs, it will be much simpler to know how to conjugate the next two groups of verbs, which are ER ending verbs and IR ending verbs. Buena suerte!